thank you. All right, we're going to go back to you again.
So you're not behaving like you're here.
Yes.
So I am a merciful God, and I'm not going to punish you because you've been ignorant and you never really did hear something. Because I see you trying, but you're missing the mark. So you're obviously not getting it. And he give us another version, a 2.0, a 3.0.
You know, you say hard is.
Yeah, hard is. I hear it. I mean, hard is. That's why I was saying it in mind. Yesterday morning, you were saying, it's yesterday or from Tuesday, you were saying, too long on the mountain.
Move around.
Right. He keeps you moving until
you have circle this mountain. In Deuteronomy says you circle this mountain long enough. Time to clear out. It's time to move on to the next phase. And as you say that, this season reminds us that we've camped around this place of suffering,
indecision, rebellion.
Time to move on. That is what I think the main theme why God through Christ came and said to us, all right, I've seen it, time to move on. It's time to experience all of the things I have for you. But in order to do that, you couldn't help yourself. So I've come down to help you now. So how does that work? And
that's the end run.
Yes.
Because he has said elsewhere that he won't be patient forever. There is a point when you have to make a definitive choice.
You have to choose.
Yeah, even when you look at Revelation, this now is the apocalyptic revelation, and recognize that there's a point at which the world would have been given enough time. Everybody would have got enough information on the way back. The opportunity for reconciliation would have been given to everyone. You know, there are organizations that are tracking the reach of the gospel, and they can tell you areas that have not yet been touched. Christ's return is hinged on. Yes.
When this gospel of the kingdom has been preached to all nations.
All nations. Then,
if you want God to come back and say, you know what to do.
Of course, those of us who are impatient for his return must put our boots on and get the word out.
Get out there, boots on the ground.
Yeah, get the word out, and we'll look forward to that shift.
So the kingdom will truly has come. Yeah. So what are you doing? What are you taking responsibility for? As we talk about taking responsibility, I've been watching the World Cup, and now we're down to the last two, Argentina and Italy. I want Italy. Not Italy. France. Italy.
I do love Italy, but
no, France. And then has made it. So the final will be Argentina versus France.
Yes.
But what the teams that were expected to move forward, like Brazil, England.
Oh, you had hope for England.
No, England had hope for England because Southgate is on the chopping block. The Brazilian coach Tite has been fired. The Spanish coach has been fired. The German coach has been fired. And what I found
it's a harsh world.
is win or go home. What I found fascinating, just looking at the papers, Thiago Silva, who is the captain of Brazil, says, I take full responsibility for what happened. Full responsibility for that. Portugal has gone home too, and they were in the running. Belgium and Germany never made it out.
Okay, hold on. Are you saying Portugal's coach was fired too, or are you just meaning so all the big names, the hopefuls?
Yeah.
What about Japan? Iran?
I think Iran
still have their job.
I'm not sure, I think the Japan coach probably still have his job because people are saying they overperform like South Korea in terms of making it to where.
Yeah. What about Croatia?
Croatia guy still has his job, but Modric, who was 37, and he says, remember Yes, it's like 37. And they made it to the final last time out, and Italy beat them in the final. Not Italy, France. I'm talking about Italy. I don't know.
Have an Italian holiday plan?
If you pay for it, I'll go. No, but the thing is, what I'm talking about, and I want us to take that simple principle in terms of you have expectations, you do not fulfill the expectations, and they took responsibility. A lot of them said, I take full responsibility for the loss, because we should not, at that point in time, have given up the goal. Because remember, full time, and then the next time, Neymar scored, and mostly we said, shut it down.
Well, I kind of love the fact that in something like, sports, which, while it is a game of serious athletic prowess, and I always remind people that many of these activities that you see being performed with such excellence began as training endeavors for the army at rest.
Okay.
The Olympics came, that's like summertime activity when the army needs to remain in fighting fit shape, and certain sporting activities were training exercises in fencing, running. You have to carry messages and run far, javelin throw, and certain activities that work the parts of the body that are very important to serious military activities. So I love the fact that what started off as training and play becomes such serious commercial activities that is a business. But in the end, to me, it's entertainment. And you're doing something where one team going win and one going lose. It's always very sad to me to see, like, the side that has lost, when the people are crying and the young boys are weeping on the field, and in the stands the mothers are crying because said it's the Moroccans. They brought their mummies to
for the whole of the work.
Yes,
they were there.
Them. And I saw these women crying.
On the field,
one guy was dancing with his mummy on the field, and it's a beautiful thing to see it at that level. But then when you hear that after they go home, this one is fired and that one is tossed aside,
and their buses are stolen.
And right.
I saw that.
I think that's kind of ugly.
It's kind of ugly.
Yes, it is.
It's all party process.
Yeah, it is showing you a side of humanity that we got to breathe that out. That will not be in the new kingdom.
No, but
that part won't be in the kingdom.
Yeah.
We should be able to try our hardest and perform at high standards and be graceful in defeat. This whole business of penalizing people by if they perform below standards, then obviously that is the consequence.
That's how we fire the government when they have elections.
That's how we fire the government.
But they are not taking responsibility. It's always somebody else.
So
that's where I was going with that, because these guys have taken responsibility because they know what was right in on it. But you know what? Granted, things are so off and people not taking responsibility. It's always somebody else. Remember, I go and I said, I am going to ensure that you will keep your windows open, and people are saying, where is the crime plan?
But you have to allow for, because, all right, so you who hired the person have the power to fire them.
Yes.
But you should always allow for the fact that you can be persuaded to delay the exercise of your power.
How you do that now?
A bribe here and there.
Oh, okay, good. But as you talk about, I was talking to somebody who's connected to South Africa because the president is under fire for some
misbehavior, alleged misbehavior.
Alleged misbehavior, and somebody who knows the running says, man, you need to pay this person that. And I said, you're joking. He said, that's how you deal with it. Somebody who knows about what happens in Africa and lots of the things. Well, maybe a wind of change is blowing through Africa. It's blowing everywhere else. Why not Africa? A wind of change is blowing in China.
Absolutely.
A wind of change is. I saw a video and the guy was saying, never seen this before.
Well, they did see it with Tiananmen Square.
Yeah,
It
but
was brutally shut down.
But these guys are saying, no, man.
Yeah.
And looks like people are not afraid and say when it happened, and I think what caused it to come to a head was when you're welding people's doors and they can't come out. And then you have a fire department and people die. That's one of the things that triggered it now.